Hey, I'm Louey. I'm a comedian, and in a past life, I used to be a funeral assistant. To destigmatise the topic of death, I'm taking a bunch of performers and comedians on a ride with me. So get ready to hear it straight from the Hearse's mouth. Dane, hello, come on in.
Hey!
Hey, how you going?
Good.
Since becoming a Deadly Funny national finalist in 2015, Dane Simpson has toured Australia multiple times, doing solo shows and as part of the lineup show Aboriginal. He still lives in Wagga Wagga, where the locals love him so much they painted a giant mural of his face. So I thought I'd get you in today because we had a great chat the last time that we had a gig together, and I drove you home and you thought you could get home from somewhere that had no trains overnight. And you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna, I don't know, catch a train. And I'm like, yeah, good luck to you. The next one's at 4:50 a.m.
I am a country boy at heart.
Innocent country boy. So yeah, have you been to many funerals in your life?
I have, in Aboriginal culture, we have there's a respect thing built in about funerals and showing respect to people's families. And
yeah, what kind of customs do you practice at the funeral itself?
I would say normal, but isn't that strange that what my family would do, I just class as normal, but people have no idea what other families do. It's weird. Getting older, you start to think, oh no, yeah, I'm gonna have to organise people's funerals. And I asked my dad what he wanted me to say at his funeral, and he said, I want you to say, oh, I think he's still alive.
Oh my God. I'm actually taking you somewhere that's not related to funerals, but instead it's something around ghosts.
I love ghost stories. I love the yarns. I love when people tell me a story about the time that they seen a ghost.
But do you believe that if you block off that part of you that nothing bad can happen? You gotta, I wouldn't mess around with Ouija boards.
So we're in the same boat on this. I don't believe in it, and I can watch a scary movie and go, ha ha ha, okay. But I certainly don't go to a mirror and say Candyman. I loved how scared that got you just saying it once.
Yeah. When I was working at a funeral home, I was driving the hearse and somebody knocked in the coffin. I swear to God, I just cranked the music up. I'm like, I don't need to deal with that.
What if that was for realsies and you didn't help them?
I know.
So the Old Melbourne Gaol is what's called a Pentonville prison. There are about 300 of them around the British Empire. You'll see the same sort of architecture pop up at places like the Geelong Jail, Beechworth Jail here. And then further abroad, Alcatraz, the Rock, is also a Pentonville-style prison. And if you've ever seen the greatest film ever made, Paddington 2, Paddington Bear goes to a Pentonville prison as well. All right, so I'm going to take you to the most popular place in the Old Melbourne Gaol now. This is where all the prisoners used to come to hang out. So this is our gallows on which we hanged 133 people during the jail's tenure, 4 of which were women. The hanging beam that you see here is the original beam. Now, that was used to hang everybody from Ned Kelly to Ronald Ryan, the last man hanged in Australia. Actually kept using this equipment at Pentridge once this place closed down, so they got their money's worth for this one.
How does that feel, Dane? Are you getting chills?
Well, yeah. The recipe for ghosts is people need to have died there.
Yeah, that's true. The secret herbs and spices to make something real creepy.
There's definitely a lot of ghosts here, yeah?
I would be checking your camera footage once we're done because they tend to pop up behind people when we take photos.
That's crazy. Have people come here and they've genuinely had an interaction with a ghost?
Absolutely. So especially we've got our most haunted cell, which is cell 17. It's on this level, and you get all sorts of people. They just head in there. Doesn't matter if they're a believer or a skeptic.
Yep.
Cell 17 makes converts of us all. All kinds of weird things happening there.
I felt a tingle in the back of my head and I got goosebumps. Nah, can't do it. Yes. Go to the last hurrah funerals. Okay. Yeah. Okay, no worries. Oh, that's captured on film as well.
That's
They might
very
have
funny.
it. What's a taxi driver want with a hearse?